Well, Israel's military says its offensive has entered a second stage as Israel Defense Forces are on ground inside Gaza, and the IDF steps up its aerial bombardment of what it says are Hamas targets. This is a look at Gaza City after Israeli troops and tanks started moving in earlier today. Gaza's health ministry reports more than 8,000 Palestinian civilians have been killed. Meanwhile, Israeli officials say the Hamas terror attack that sparked the current war left more than 1,400 Israelis dead. ABC's Inez de la Cuartera has the latest from Jerusalem.
As the war rages on between Israel and Hamas militants, there is some reason for celebration in Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announcing that a young female soldier who had been held hostage was freed during an Israel Defense Forces ground operation.
The ground action actually creates the possibility, not the certainty, but the possibility of getting our hostages out, because Hamas will not do it unless they're under pressure.
Officials say Private Ori Megadish, pictured here, is said to have been medically checked and she is okay and has already met with her family. The rescue giving hope to the families of the other more than 200 hostages. Meanwhile, IDF troops and tanks are continuing to push deeper into Gaza, with their ground operations against Hamas advancing on two sides of Gaza City. Casualties on both sides are expected to rise sharply as the offensive expands. 3 weeks after the terror attack from Hamas militants shocked Israel, killing at least 1,400, drone footage shows a junkyard full of vehicles destroyed in the attack. Sirens in Jerusalem still warn of incoming rockets from Gaza, and isolated violence still flares.
We're here in Jerusalem on the scene where a Palestinian suspect was shot dead by police. Police say he stabbed and critically injured a policeman. This as the IDF conducted additional raids in the West Bank, killing 4 Palestinians in the Jenin refugee camp.
Before word of the successful hostage rescue, Hamas released a video that claims to show 3 other female hostages. They do not appear to be physically harmed, but near the end of the video, one is seen screaming at the camera.
It feels good to know that some of them are okay.
And Israel continuing to expand its ground operations in Gaza while airstrikes continue to intensify in what has become some of the most intense shelling since the beginning of the war. Inez de la Cuartera, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Today, an Illinois landlord pleaded not guilty to killing a 6-year-old Muslim boy. Joseph Suba made his first court appearance today, just days after police say he attacked the boy and his Palestinian-American mother with a knife. His charges include a hate crime. Investigators say he targeted the mother and son because they're Muslim. The Department of Justice has also opened a federal investigation into this attack. And we are now learning more about potential warning signs about the danger posed by the suspect that police may have missed that may have prevented the massacre shooting in Maine. Last month, a Maine sheriff reportedly sent an alert to all law enforcement agencies in the state that no one ever came in contact with the suspect. This was after sources say the suspect threatened to shoot up an Army Reserve Center. But the Lewiston police chief says his department never received any notice.
This just came to my knowledge that that there was supposedly some reports made. It is concerning to me.
I can assure you those questions will be answered in due course as the police conduct all appropriate interviews and determine the facts of this case.
Now, authorities say they haven't seen any evidence the suspect was forcibly admitted to a mental health facility, meaning it would not have shown up on a background check, preventing him from buying guns. The current pool of GOP presidential candidates is getting smaller. That's after Mike Pence dropped out of the race on Saturday. Pence saying in a speech it's not his time. He spent a lot of his campaign in Iowa, but struggled to meet fundraising goals. Larry Elder also dropped out of the race last Thursday, and Will Hurd dropped his campaign earlier this month. Elder announced he is endorsing Trump, and Hurd says he is endorsing Nikki Haley. General Motors and the United Auto Workers Union have reached a tentative contract agreement that could end a 6-week-old strike against Detroit automakers. The agreement follows the pattern set with Ford last week and Jeep maker Stellantis over the weekend. And that's all according to 3 people briefed on the deal. The deals will last 4 years and 8 months and include 25% general pay raises and cost of living adjustments. Combined, they bring the wage increase to over 30% over the life of the contract.
Our bargainers did their job. They're going to present us with something, and then we get to tell them it was good enough or it wasn't.
Now, these are just tentative deals, and all UAW members still need to vote and ratify the contracts before they become official. That process could take a week or 2.